Hey peeps, I got a question for you. What is the biggest and the most silent killer for success? Do you know? Well, here it is. It's fear. I know it all too well, but I decided to face it headstrong. Today I'm sharing not only my experience, but also what I've learned and observed from other businesses. If this is the first time you're tuning in, welcome to the Solo to Entrepreneur Show with me, Lorraine Chai. Now let's be real here. Fear doesn't announce itself with sirens or flashing lights. It's quiet. It's sneaky. It creeps into your mind, gnaws at your ambitions, and paralyzes you while opportunities slip right through your fingers. Most people, they never even start chasing their true potential because fear takes root long before they even begin. But here's the hard truth. Fear is often tied to things that haven't even happened yet, and most likely never will. But it still consumes us, it owns us, and if left unchecked, it defeats us. I know this feeling all so well. You would have never guessed it, but I used to be so fearful of everything. But my job, my duty years ago was to face every single one of those fears, whether or not it's stage fright, talking to people, being seen, being heard, starting a business. It is real. But let's look at it here. In business, it's just like in racing. If you think about failing, you will fail. If you think about losing, you will lose. Success isn't about avoiding risk. It's about relentless focus. It's about calculated risks. It's about unwavering execution. It's about courage without hesitation. Those who hesitate have already lost half the battle. Here's the thing though, when I was younger, whether it was sitting an exam, walking onto a stage to perform, presenting, or making my first real business moves, as I mentioned just now, I never allowed fear talk to infect my mind. I would walk away when friends and peers would talk about their nerves and the failures and what ifs and what so's, and I just needed to focus on me. But before big moments, I would either keep to myself, right? And that's what you should be doing. You should be keeping to yourself. And for me, it was coaching others to shut off that brain, meaning shushing the voice that starts whispering doubts and fear and what ifs and what hows. But how can you do this? I hate stages, right? How can anyone love speaking to a stage of people and be constantly judged? That's the problem with human beings in general. Is the fear of being judged. It's the fear of being spoken illy of. It's the fear of someone talking bad about you. Well, who gives a pineapple's bottom? These are some tips for you though, for those of you that want to speak in public, right? I want to be seen, I want to be heard. Maybe it's camera for your social media, for your business. Focus on your breathing. Focus on your breathing, because when I noticed, I used to tremor so badly because I was so afraid on stage or when a spotlight's on me. We tend to forget to breathe, so focus on your breathing. Focus on your speech. Make sure you are not speeding up so fast because of nerves. Make sure that you are heard. Make sure you overpronounce where people can understand your message. Focus on your breathing. Focus on your speech. Focus maybe on a sentence. Maybe it's a joke. You want to lighten up the mood of the room. Key phrases maybe you want to use in your presentation. Focus on the outcome you want. How do you want people to see you? How do you want people to know you? How do you want people to remember you by? Is it by the way you present yourself? Is it the way that you speak? Is it the way the information you're giving out? Focus on breathing, focus on speech, focus on a key point, joke maybe. Focus on the outcome you see yourself at, or the outcome of what you want people to take away from your presentation, or from hearing and listening and seeing you. Visualize the success so strongly that fear has no room to breathe. When I organized my nonprofit project in Nepal a few years ago, we shipped musical instruments and books. Now, mind you, those instruments were donated by a dear friend of mine, and I donated my books. For weeks, the shipment was stuck at the dock at customs. People said, "You'll never see those donations again." Those people at customs may probably refuse to let go of it. I don't know, but they may be profiting off it. Who knows? They know you're from a first world country. Well, look, I refuse to entertain fear. I refuse to entertain all this negativity. The night before I landed in Nepal, the customs finally released everything. When you choose belief over fear, magic somehow just happens. Fear can whisper, what if you fail? What if people laugh? What if it doesn't work? Look, those whispers chip away at all of your confidence until you hesitate, hold back, and end up living a life of mediocrity. I know it all too well. I've been brought up since young of all the failures, all the what ifs, all the negative fears built inside me. And sure, you can build back your confidence, because I used to be an extreme introvert and a stutterer because I feared so much. But I conquered those fears, one fear at a time. And the thing is, I help others do the same thing. Not only for themselves, but for their business, for themselves to be able to achieve what they need to achieve for their business. Now, fire, on the other hand, right, is your business desire to succeed. Its passion, its ambition, is the relentless drive to push beyond what others believe is possible. But here's the thing, right? Fire cannot be taught. Either you have it or you don't. Well, that's what people say. But the thing is, if you're listening right now, chances are you have it. But just having fire isn't enough. You must protect that. You must protect that desire, fuel it, and unleash it through every obstacle in your way. There's a dangerous myth that anger is bad. That's another thing, right? There's another thing for having fear, but it's another thing to have anger. And my fear and anger has helped me through it, but it's using it strategically and for yourself. Here's what I learned. When you face endless no's, endless doubters, you have a choice to collapse into depression or use anger to shift your energy into a massive action. When people told me you can't, I didn't sulk. I didn't get disappointed. Sure, I was frustrated, but I was angry. I got angrier. I said, screw you. I will accomplish this. You didn't want to help me in my business when I was asking for advice because apparently you got, your success and it was difficult. Sure, I understand where you're coming from, but screw you. My job is to be able to help many people, countless people in their business growth, because knowledge is to be shared. Success is to be shared. You just got to move faster, smarter, harder. But here's the thing, right? I'm not just saying it from my point of view. Big names such as Toys R Us or MySpace, you remember those? Back in the day. Toys R Us is a toy company for kids. MySpace is something like Facebook. Now, they collapsed because of fear. Toys R Us feared in terms of innovation and e-commerce. And that's where Amazon came in and destroyed them. MySpace feared losing control. And that was when Facebook outpaced them. Remember, speed of implementation, speed, being smarter, being harder. In business, fear of change, fear of risk is fatal. Sure, there's failure, but you got to fail in order to achieve success. Now, here's a lesson, right? Stay perceptive of your surroundings. Understand what is the trend today. Understanding who your current prospects are. People change. Things change. Like in terms of my, publication, initially the focus was on teachers. As years go by, the focus shifted from teachers to parents. Think, study, analyze, be perceptive, right? Now, adapt faster than fear can freeze you. Adapt faster than fear can freeze you. Somebody else may have the same idea. It's more of who acts on it faster to attract attention. Watch your surroundings. Remember, your prospects, competitions, competitors, and opportunities. Opportunities may come your way. You got to grab it. Grow before fear grows stronger than you. Just go for it. For me, it's just take that step forward. Once you're on stage, there's no backing down. Now here, winning the mental war in 3 steps. I'm going to give you this thing to think about, right? Here is how you can win the mental war. Number 1, identify the source of your fear. Your mind is stronger than all of your excuses. Call fear out by name. Identify it. Embrace it. Face it. Second one is be careful who you share information with. Turn to your coaches. Those are more reliable people. If they don't help you, they are not reliable. Find somebody else. Process fears privately. You could maybe journal it. You could maybe record it on an audio, but keep it safe. Project only confidence publicly. And even I'm guilty for this. This is what I have to constantly tell myself as well. Turn to your coaches. Process fears privately. Project only confidence publicly. Protect your dreams the way you protect your future home. And the last one is face your fears head on, as I mentioned. Being competent, building up your confidence. Confidence is key, right? But the thing is, the more you face your fears, the more confident you are in your abilities in terms of your skills and what you have to do to grow. Confidence leads to consistent success. And every time you face that fear, you shrink its power over you. Sure, fear may seem loud, but your fire must be built louder and bigger. Every successful entrepreneur you admire, from J.D. Fox to Tommy Hilfiger to, Joe Foster to Tony Robbins, starting with nothing but fire and a refusal to bow to fear. Now it's your turn. Well, not next step. What is your next step towards your success? Next time fear starts to whisper in, what if you fail? Whisper back, or say it out loud. What if I succeed beyond anything I ever imagined? What if I do better? What if I have a big home? What if I have the love of my life that's always with me and there's nothing that would happen, and we figure things out in terms of personal life, in terms of business life? What if we have that dream life and world without worry? We have that freedom in life. So here's the thing. You have to remember, fear is a liar. And your fire is that truth of a future you are meant to live in, of that future business you are meant to create and have. Don't let fear consume you from being able to expand and achieve your full potential, with not only within yourself, but for your business growth indeed. If today really resonated with you, like this episode, share it. Write a comment. Let me know what you thought of it. Let's fight and win the mental war together.